Well, another day, another troll. Kevin Durant and traded away for Jalen Green. My opinion, an intriguing but negative asset currently. Dylan Brooks, who's a good 3-and-D player, objectively a good player. This is a it's not a massive loss, but he was, I feel like, the heart and soul of this Rockets team, and not a guy you want to trade, but you also do have guys waiting in the wings. The Tari Eason. You still have obviously Jabari Smith Jr. And oh yeah, you traded him for Kevin Durant. So yeah, you can stomach that. The 10th pick, which I heard, I'm not a big college basketball guy. I heard this is a pretty good draft, but you also have so much young talent that you're gonna be struggling to pay anyways. You barely played Cam Whitmore and Reed Shepard, and you have to pay Jabari Smith Jr. and you have to pay Tari Eason. Like, you can't keep all of these guys. I mean, obviously, 10th pick, maybe decently cost effective, but there's only so many minutes to go around if we're being serious here. And 5 second-round picks. Now, when I first saw this tweet, I didn't see the 5 second-round picks. I'm like, well, they traded away Kevin Durant, who gave you, 26, 6, and 4 on underrated defense, on like 64% true shooting, for Jalen Green, who's a negative ass. Dylan Brooks, objectively a good player, and a 10th overall pick. I mean, the 5 second-round picks, I don't know what to think about. I mean, the second-round picks, they're more expensive nowadays than they ever were. People are trading to get second-round picks, so goes on my bad for the lighting. I have no idea. It's just really bright. Recording this video really early, like 1 p.m. Eastern. But objectively a really good trade for the Rockets. Now, as a Heat fan, Shams came out with a tweet. He's like, oh, the Heat finished second in this. Like, it's just, it's at this point, it's a humiliation ritual. It's like, what bad thing will happen to the Heat? Blockbuster trade in the final. Houston and Miami. The Suns engaged in deep conversations with the 2 Durant finalists. It wasn't Minnesota. It wasn't San Antonio. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. It was Houston and Miami over the last 24 hours to reach agreement on the deal Sunday morning. Now, probably the Heat were unwilling to trade away Khalil Ware. But then you look at, did the 10th pick really matter that much to the Suns where you wouldn't take the Heat's pick is 20, so that's 10 spots back. You get Andrew Wiggins and Nikola Jovic, another intriguing prospect. So I was about to end the video, and then my blood pressure just boiled a little bit. Pat Riley. My God, like, what did we do to deserve this? Old hag just messing up the franchise. He made multiple offers for Durant, but ultimately turned down the opportunity to place Jaime, Jovic, Highsmith, the 20th pick, and other draft assets in a deal. So I'm confused. They didn't want to include every single last one of these players and also another additional first-round pick. Now, I don't know how many tradable first they had. Maybe at max 3. But this is not an intriguing trade. Where's Andrew Wiggins' name? Is Andrew Wiggins the only guy that was available? Andrew Wiggins, and that's it? Like, Hawkes, Jovic, Highsmith, the 20th, and other draft assets. What does that even mean? Like, Riley, get off my team, brother. You stink. Oh my God, just a constant troll, man. But Jalen Green, obviously he has the potential. But objectively right now, he is a negative asset. Let's look at Jalen Green's contract currently. It's not beautiful at all. The Rockets traded him at the perfect time. We know he had that one good game against the Warriors in the playoffs, but outside of that, he did not look good whatsoever. So Jalen Green's contract on Sport Track. His 3-year deal is just kicking in this season at 3 years, $105 million. He's making 33.3 this season, 36 the next season. He has a player option for 36, which he's damn sure going to take if he's at the same level of talent that he is currently portraying. A lot of people, when they talk about Jalen Green's contract, that I've heard people talk about it, they act like he has a team option in a 3rd year. No, he has 3 guaranteed years on that contract. Like, yeah, that's a lot of money for Jalen Green. That is a 3-year, $105.3 million contract for a guy that was supposed to be one of the best, if he's supposed to be the best scorer in his draft class, and he's just been inefficient. He's last 5 games, man, he has really good performances, and then at some points he's shooting tour dates. Like, he's a very polarizing player. I don't think he's an awful player. What I do think he is currently a negative asset, which he is. Now, let's take a quick peek at Kevin Durant, who is still objectively, in my opinion, a top 15 player at the very least in the NBA. He is generally one of the most efficient players in basketball. Let's go ahead and look at shot creator. Just look at this green. Above the big threes, 40%. Midi, 53%. In the paint, 79. Non-paint, 53.2. Now, you see it right here. It says left and right. Last time I used this website, when I usually use it, it usually shows, what's it called? So the left is actually the right, and the right's to the left. So from technically right corner threes, 47%. Left corner threes, 52%. He's one of the most efficient players in basketball. And the real ass you had to trade away, outside of the 10th overall pick and the 5 second round picks, was Dillon Brooks. Now, the Suns starting lineup, you don't have a point guard, you don't have a center. I don't know what the hell is going down there in Phoenix. I want to see how Suns are going to react to this. Your starting lineup right now is Devin Booker, the one who hasn't moved to the playmaker, but he's not a true playmaker in my opinion. I would love to add a point guard. Try that last year with Tyus Jones. Maybe somebody in the drive. Maybe someone like Jeremiah Fears. I don't know. Again, I don't watch so much college basketball, but like, you know, maybe. But you also have Beal. Now you have Jalen Green. Is Beal going to start? He's making $50 million. You have Booker, Jalen Green, Beal. Is Dillon Brooks making the power forward and Nick Richards at center? I mean, your 10th overall pick, so you can get a center there, but Jesus, my God. I mean, and you look at the Rockets. I mean, shout out to y'all. Y'all finally have a number one option. My bad, it took so long to get into the Rockets. I love the trade for the Rockets. But they average like 92 points per game in the playoffs in the first round, losing to the Warriors, as Alperen Şengün was the number one option. Now, I like Şengün. I don't love him. Love him to the point where I think he's a number 1 or number 2 option. As a number 3 option, cool. But you can stomach him being your number 2 option, which he potentially is now, depending on how big of a leap you think Amen Thompson's going to take this offseason. But you have Fred VanVleet, you have Amen Thompson, you have Kevin Durant, you have Alperen Şengün, and who do you guys think will start at the power forward position? Do you think it's going to be Jabari Smith Jr.? Let me take a quick gander, because my brain right now is just focused on baseball. So if I miss somebody, it's not on purpose. It's not a slight. It's just my brain is just on baseball currently. And a W. So if I miss anybody, my fault. So, yeah. I mean, it's either going to be Tari Eason starting at one of the wing positions or Jabari Smith Jr. So, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Wait, did I mention Fred VanVleet? I think I mentioned Fred VanVleet correct. I mean, he has a team option, which we'll see what happens with that. But it's Fred VanVleet, Amen Thompson. You probably play KD at the 3, but you played more so last season. At the 3, you have, let's say, Jabari Smith Jr., or you can just flip them, to be honest. At the center, you obviously have Alperen Şengün. So very, very interesting to say the least. I honestly really like that starting 5. Then you still have the depth of Reed Shepherd. You have your Cam Whitmores. You have your Tari Easons. You have your recently signed Steven Adams. And I don't know how much money this leaves them in free agency, because they just took on like 53 M's and Kevin Durant by trading away basically the salary match. I mean, Jalen Green makes 30 and Dillon Brooks makes like, how much does Dillon Brooks make? Let me just look at this real quick. Oh, he's on the Suns now. That makes it a little bit difficult, but let me quickly look this up. But all in all, if I were to grade this trade, I would give the Rockets a B+. I'm not giving them an A just because Kevin Durant is up there in age, and he also is a rental. His contract is up after the season, but he is due for a contract relatively quickly, so maybe that works. And also, I just saw a video as well of Kevin Durant finding out that he got traded, so I want to go and play that before I get off. I don't have my headphones, so I won't be able to really hear. I mean, I'll play it. My fault. I don't know why I just got a random ad. I'll play it through my speaker. If it echoes, but let's get into it. So let me look at Dillon Brooks' contract real quick. So Dillon Brooks is on a 4-year. No, that was his last contract, I want to say. Quickly get this up. My bad for the technical difficulties and control. Let's go. I have no idea why that just messed up, but cool. Dillon Brooks is currently on a 4-year, $80 million deal. Okay, cool. All right, so let me play this Kevin Durant video, and then I'm ending off the video. But let's go ahead and get to this. So let me play this through my speakers. Very, very rare time.
You're headed to Houston.
My bad. Literally look at him smiling from ear to ear, happy as hell. Congrats, Kevin Wayne Durant. Fortunately, good things just don't happen to the Heat. Past free agency, yes, whatever. It is what it is. At the end of the day, Kevin Wayne Durant, I'll give that a B plus for them, and for the Suns, C, depending on how much you like Jalen Green, like Dylan Brooks. Maybe to go ahead and flip him. I don't know. 10th overall pick is cool. Want to see you guys draft with that. You know, I'm not a big college basketball guy. Let's see what happens with that. But Kevin Durant is officially a Houston Rocket. How do you guys feel about this? Suns and Rockets fans, Heat fans, common troll for us. You know, it's a yearly occurrence. You know, just being the punching bag of jokes in the offseason. You know, the interest kings, the second place kings is like getting out of hand. Now we'll get some DeMar DeRozan and Jonathan Kuminga news. Good night, bro. I'll see y'all. Sigh. But other than that, yo, that is the video. Go down below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. John. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm out, man. Peace.